Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. I'm talking to you guys today about no fat. Can you pull attractive women if you beat off, even just a little bit? Can you pull attractive women while on PMO? While on if you occasionally beat off? And what I'm here to tell you is, not really. You're not. You can. I mean, the thing is, like, you can still, let's say, pull women, but if we're talking about being, let's say, if you're talking about having, let's say, the best options and maximizing your choosing signals to the biggest, the most capacity, where it's open season for you, where you can just get basically anybody you want, then what I'm trying to say is you pretty much can't. And I have a good scientific reason behind it. When you decide to spill your seminal fluid, what you're deciding to do is cut out desire, cut out potential, and waste your sexual energy. And if you make that conscious decision to do it consistently, there is no way you're gonna pull, let's say, a woman that you're actually proud of, because you're not in the vibrating frequency of pulling a very attractive woman. There's no way. There gets to a point when you've retained where the thing is, your options, or your, let's say, your standards, quote unquote, have gotten to the point, and your confidence and everything basically about you, your aura, your vibe, everything about you has skyrocketed and shot up to the moon, where you will not take anything less than you deserve. You won't take anything less than you deserve. And when I say this, I mean it in the most honest way possible. Like, you can't pull we're talking about let's say, a very attractive woman. If you're in the conscious, if you're in the aura of thinking it's okay to, like, beat off occasionally, or sometimes, or like every day, just to release that potential. And the thing that I don't understand is it's okay to feel horny. It's okay to feel that in your nut. It's okay to feel that. Like, because men under tension produces very great results if they do it properly. But the guys who are very, let's say, wish to relieve it because they somewhat feel uncomfortable because it's building up in them, then they're not gonna get anywhere. They're not gonna transcend into new heights. They're always gonna stay in a range. They're gonna stay in a box. They're never gonna catapult themselves out of everything that was expected of them into new heights and new scenes and things like that. So, can you pull an attractive woman on no fap? You're more likely to pull an attractive woman when you've retained and you're working on yourself consistently, than pulling an attractive woman when you've fapped a little bit. Like, because when you fap, your standards have shot down. They're back down to where they're not as high as they can be. So you're gonna take anything you can get, because you don't have that confidence. You don't have the essence of what makes you really a man. You don't have that anymore because you've decided to let it go. So now, since you lost some potential in you, you're gonna scoundrel for any little thing that you can get. But if you decided to retain, your options have skyrocketed. They have skyrocketed, meaning you're no longer gonna take whatever you can get. You're gonna be very, very. And the thing is, like, once you retain, there always has to be some sort of action that you're doing with it too. Because if you retain, there has to be something else that you're doing, maybe physically, financially, business-wise, spiritually, meditation, things like that, to try to make the energy flow so you can be very angelic with the way you do things. But if you release and relapse, then you're back to self-sabotaging thoughts, low vibrational thoughts, scarcity mindset, fear consciousness, and you're not gonna be on your A game. You're not gonna be on your A game. So I mean, it's a lot easier to pull a very attractive woman when you're on nofap/semen retention, because since you have the thing that, let's say, the essence that makes you a man, women are going to by default find that very, very attractive. They're gonna find it very attractive, and you have to do a lot less to try to get her to submit to you, just because you're giving off the vibe and the aura of a significant and confident man. But if you've relapsed, then you think is you're gonna have to do a lot more. You're gonna have to dress your best. You're gonna have to buy her things. You're gonna have to do this, do that. You're gonna have to make sure everything's perfect. And this is the common misconception. When your naturally default state is significant, while let's say you're working on yourself, you're hitting the gym, you're doing something that your purpose with, and you're living your life in an expression of, let's say, significance, and you're becoming your best version, then just by the way you talk to her is enough to get her, let's say, attracted to you. But if you're not putting in the work, then you think that you have to do all these other things to try to court her. And this is how it goes. People are saying, I have to be this. She only likes men like this. It's because you're not being who you really can become. You're not putting enough work in to attract her by just being yourself. You realize that you can attract women just by being yourself. If you improve yourself, then you don't have that much, there'll be less excuses. But guys who put in half the work are saying, now I gotta have, I have to be this. I have to make this certain amount of money so she can, I have to play this sport. I have to play this sport so she can F with me. I have to be this. I have to make this amount of money so she can F with me. All of that, you can throw it out the window. It's about your confidence when you're talking to her, the vibes and the energy that you possess, and how charismatic you are. That's it. All the other things come when she starts learning about you. But guys think that, oh, now I have to show her all the things that I've done so she can F with me. And that is not the truth, because they're releasing their energy so they don't think they're good enough. And this is the bottom line. You have to realize that she can be attracted to you just by the person you are. That's it. She can be attracted to you just by the person you are. All the other stuff is just extra things. But if you put in work consistently, and you're charismatic, you have confidence, you have good energy, and your vibe and the vibes is good, then she's gonna be naturally attracted to you by default. Sure, you might have to learn some like charisma and some social skills to try to get her to submit, but it's a lot easier when you retain, because you're naturally becoming your full authentic self. So you don't need to do all that extra things to try to get her in your favor. So consistently put in the work, be charismatic, have good energy, have good vibes, and by default, she will be attracted to you if you do certain things right. Women are attracted in a man on how they act, how they carry themselves, and how they act. That's it. So let me give you another example. if let's say all the status quo things like money and all those things were the truth, then an example is Jeff Bezos' wife is apparently with a teacher or someone who makes significantly less money than she does. If money and status and things were the case of attraction, then wouldn't she be marrying someone who's a little bit more wealthy or who has a little bit more status? It's about how you carry yourself when you're around her and how you make her feel when you're talking to her, and how funny and what kind of emotions that you bring out in her when you're around her. That's pretty much it. She's naturally going to be attracted to you if you can do this properly, if you can bring out certain emotions in her when you're talking to her. But guys who relapse, who are not confident in themselves, think it's all about all the other external things, like all the other like money and status and all those things. Those will help you, but that is not core attraction. And this is it. This is my 2 cents. So I mean, you can take this information and apply it, or it doesn't really matter, but this is what I think about it. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time.